Christmas Memories 1969 in Chu Lai, Vietnam by Bill Shugarts. Christmas of 1969 was the most unique Christmas in my life. I was a first lieutenant assigned to Supply and Transportation Battalion, the main logistical command to support an entire infantry division in I Corps, Vietnam. The 23rd Infantry Division, known as the Americal, was arguably one of the largest divisions of the Vietnam War. My job was planning and running convoys with a small staff of two, an NCO and a specialist. I would conduct command and control in choppers or in columns of vehicles with my CO, a battalion commander, lieutenant colonel. It was a demanding job with daily, weekly combat risks outside the base camp in Chu Lai, with various units and in choppers frequently. We worked almost every day of the week and pulled guard duty on our perimeter next to Highway 1 each night. The infantry units depended on a resupply of all kinds of material to the forward fire bases. The only day I recall being, quote, off duty the entire year of my tour, 69-70, was that Christmas of 1969. But for me, it was another assignment. My CO asked me to plan a special small convoy called Operation Santa Claus. We had a couple S&P tractor trailers all cleaned up, a couple 2.5-ton trucks, and a bus to transport Bob Hope and his entertainment group with all their equipment from our small tactical airport to a large makeshift amphitheater carved out of a hill. We met Mr. Hope's C-130 arriving from Pleiku after the first show earlier that morning in Saigon. Bob Hope's troop did 3 or 4 shows that day, the last being on an aircraft carrier at night on Yankee Station, somewhere in the South China Sea. We took Mr. Hope and his group and his equipment back to the airport later that afternoon after our show. They boarded a Chinook helicopter and a small aircraft for Mr. Hope, where they were transported to an aircraft carrier. I had the privilege to hang out with Mr. Hope and his entourage for a few hours. I was also able to watch the show up close and take a few pictures. Bob Hope and his cast of characters were wonderfully funny, a touch of home, and wildly popular to all the troops and attendants, me included. It was magical looking back. It was also sad when they closed the show with all of us singing Silent Night. We went back to our units and toasted Christmas with our own libations, with units still pulling guard duty on our perimeters in the field. But for one short day, our world was right. Thankfully, there were no incoming rockets that day, unlike a midi-tet that followed later. I will always be grateful to Mr. Hope and his entourage for their willingness to risk their lives to entertain our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardmen. It was an incredibly special Christmas for me that I will always remember. Below are a few pictures of Bob Hope with his golf club prop, talking with us GIs, as well as him receiving a plaque from our division commander, Major General Lloyd Ramsey. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for listening. Bill Shugarts, 23rd S&T Battalion, 23rd Infantry Division, Americal, 1969-70. Merry Christmas.